think like it. If I was going to get angry, I wouldn't ask the question, right? I mean, not gonna force you. It's really up to you, Shin. If you think that the question...
It'll just kind of be like, it's in everybody's benefit if I get the cards back. Then she won't feel like going to the end.
What end?
The end.
Shin, I know what's said about cheating, but I'm really not exactly educated in those matters. Is this like the end as in like a card? Do you mean death? Yeah, sorry.
Have you ever heard of stuff like Judgment Day and stuff like that?
Oh.
It's like that, basically.
Like I open my mouth, like my throat goes slightly slack. I wonder. Shin, I know probably others are better to ask, and I already asked my question, but if it's everyone's benefit to get, for you to get their cards back, why did you give them in the... Wait, did you give Sumi her card?
I didn't do it.
Oh.
Somebody took them from me.
Oh. Like I'm like, oh shit.
I mean, if I gave them, why would I want them back? I told you could keep yours.
Okay. Yeah, now that you... Thank you for answering that, Shin, because now... yeah... You think that this... Am I... Oh god damn it, I will need to investigate more into this, get more... Do you think that somebody who took those cards from you, like, misused them, didn't knew what he was doing, and he might have screwed something up?
And he'll just kind of go blank, and he'll say, I don't know, in a really creepy manner.
Okay. Yeah, right now, like, yeah, I need to talk about this with people.
Can you roll me another courage roll, but with a -3?
Oh my god,
Like, he just kind of says that with a deadpan look.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a second PP to add my diligence. And fuck, first I need to figure it out. Sorry, just the truth bombs that got dropped on me makes me think really hard. How can I pixel that to you? Diligence as in...
No, she doesn't get it. It's a -3 in total.
Yeah, diligence as in trying to see that to the end, like not running away again, just enduring this sense of fear. Yeah, probably not. Never mind, not spending PP then. I'm not convinced with my explaining myself, so...
Alright, so as you kind of says that, you kind of get the feeling of like you'll suddenly see like the change you did before, and they seem to be beating like a heartbeat, and you'll kind of feel like, what's the problem with that? Don't you want to be your own person and see things to a fitting conclusion? Why don't you just get rid of those fake cards and get to the real deal? But you will not be swayed.
Yes, I thank you for the times, Shin. Apologies for yeah. Yeah, for all of these questions. It shows that how little I know. And then I will try to like respectfully bow out my way out of that.
And he'll just kind of smile and wave, and he'll say, "Remember, I just need the card back. Then maybe it'll be better."
Yeah, I will remember about it. As she exits, I'm like, take a few steps. I like, and like my back goes to the wall, and I like feel my legs are slightly like weak, and I like start hyperventilating, but then I like try to calm myself. I will need a drink after this.
Alright.
End of this.
Alright. So I guess last but not least, it will be Rio.
Rio.
So what did you want to do? Umbral Hawkeye?
Yes.
Alright. So you're going to the domain?
Yes, he's going to go to Jeffrey.
Yes, and go
Anything you want to tell me, Jeffrey?
Alright. You'll be like, greetings!
Yes. Hello. Everyone's been there today, so everyone should know now.
Yeah, do I have to say the same thing again?
No, you don't.
Alright, you get it then.
Okay.
You'll say the same thing he said to Ryu. I can't be bothered to say it again.
Yep, that's fine. Alright, interesting. Not putting anything in it now. Just be like, interesting. Jeffrey, could I get to the Umberhawk domain?
Certainly, it's through the Knot Corridor of Time.
Interesting naming convention.
Oh. Copyright's a bitch.
Copyrights? Yeah, right. I didn't think you were, restricted by those.
It's more of an etiquette thing, really.
Right. Well, glad to see you're keeping your manners about you, Jeffrey.
Right. Good luck.
Good luck. Thank you. Alright. Now we can go to the Umberhawk bar.
We can. Let's go to evening music.
Oh boy, that's an amazing floor plan.
No, that's too thingy. Alright. Okay. Yes. This amazing floor plan.
Yes.
And since it's the evening, it will be Nightingale at the thingy.
Evening. It's right after school.
Let's just say it's evening.
Then Rio wouldn't go. That's why he didn't go yesterday.
Alright, if it's
he doesn't want it to
school,
be Nightingale.
Oh, then it won't be.
Yeah, he didn't go yesterday because it was too late after the temple stuff, and he thought Nightingale would be the one manning it because he knows Toyozo does the day shift at the bar, but the night shift on doing jobs.
Alright, so it'll be Toyozo then.
Okay. Good. Toyozo is not going to make things weird.
Alright, so just to make things interesting. He won't be at the bar, but he'll be playing the piano.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Hmm. Well, let me check something. Courage. Okay. Well, in that case, Rio is going to. Rio is going to try to nod at Toyozo, but seeing that he's playing the piano right now, he's going to go up to the bar, and they have that magical ordering system thing, right?
Yes.
He's going to order whatever's recommended because he's feeling courageous.
Alright, so it'll be 2 macos.
Okay, 2 macos.
Okay. So the special will be a spicy dish of pork and orange and rice.
Oh, neat. That sounds good. You don't have to go overboard with describing the food.
Alright.
Alright.
It would have come with the wine, but you're underage, so you don't get the wine. You get a fruit equivalent.
A fruit equivalent.
Drink.
So he gets juice.
Yes.
Right. That will work. I didn't think people in Japan cared.
Well, there is some protocols here.
Yeah. Alright. Well. Gotta take care of that. See. I assume it's good. I would assume,
yes,
since they have magical food stuff. So Rio's going to take his time and is going to go from start with the rice dish and move on to the side, and then finish by going through the pork dish and then back to the half of the rice he left over as a finisher. Getting the right savoriness from it.
It tastes very good.
Yay!
Can you roll me a knowledge with your food sheet?
Oh, yeah. What is that? I can't remember if it's a 1 or 2 page load. Alright. Food culture 2. Okay. Yeah, no.
It just tastes yummy.
God damn it. I can't quite place this regional food palette.
It's totally not Moroccan.
No. It tastes good though.
Yummy.
God damn it. It's always a 1 on the stuff I care about.
Alright. So there's like a slow jazz piano. It's very calming.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see the place has windows that will simulate a day. So it's currently at dusk. Like red and orange hues.
Right. And with that, Rio's gonna get up and approach the piano.
And he'll continue playing, and he'll be like, feel like having a sing along. He'll smack.
Well, I'm not quite familiar with the piece you're playing, and beyond that, I don't have any confidence in my ability to live up to whatever expectations this place has.
Well, I suppose old habits die hard. I don't really need to play the piano. It's just...
Right.
Well, we are just people coming together with a common cause, after all.
Something to do, I suppose, then.
Essentially.
Right.
And besides, they say that women like a person who can be good with their fingers. He'll just kind of smile and he'll be like, but maybe that's a bit old for you. And he'll be like, what is it then?
Well, first of all, I don't think we've been able to do so personally yet. I would like to thank you for your assistance on Monday. It was quite a relief to know that no one was going to wander in there while that place was such a mess.
Ah, right. A bit of off the books business. Well, what can I say? That place gave me a comfortable living, and I don't really need to do much rather than what comes naturally to me. I suppose that's the perks of having magical powers.
Right. Perks. Well, anyways, and he's going to look out at the window for a moment, and then he'll go, right, anyways, off the books, you say? So that was a personal favor, then? Well, I do suppose it was... Yes, that's right. No, that's foolish of me to have forgotten. You were a student at the school. I guess you do still have connections there, and they have them to you.
And he'll just kind of feel the dog sitting next to your legs, and he'll just kind of say quietly, and he'll be like, you would have thought if there were this news of these so-called rifts appearing near the academy would have a much more secure detail. I can recognize when, well, things can sort themselves out in that regard.
Right. Well, yes, that's one thing that I wanted to do. Thank you personally for that. But also, well, that and some other things have given me some time to think, and, well, I did talk to my teacher about it. I haven't really had much time to do all that much research into this, but Umberhawk, you guys, you're not new to this city like the Maw is. You were here before that, right?
Yes, we set up an order here. 6-7 months ago.
Right. Well, I do have to say that 6-7 months ago, with that, I am marveled with the resources you have and the assistance you've been able to give us and help the town with cleaning up that one particular problem. I'd assume that, given that, and, well, I have seen some things online, he did browse CCC for a bit, that you're quite well connected to the mythic world?
Yes, I suppose since you know what they say, the older it is, the more established you are. Conversely, the better you are. Well, I suppose this organization has had the opportunity of being one of the first to be a international front, and why not join something that's already established? That's mostly the philosophy that most people get into. But there are those within Umbrahawk that are more traditional, I suppose. I'm not one of them, though. And he'll just kind of laugh.
More traditional? Well, anyways, given that recent understanding, and now that I feel I've finally gotten my feet on the ground in all this madness, well, I can't deny that I'm interested in, well, I'm not going to be a student at the academy forever, and I would like to make sure I have the right connections once I graduate.
I see. Well, it's not uncommon for students who don't have something else already in the pipelines to join up to Umbrahawk. Like I said, most of the people who join tend to be those who aren't so well connected. I guess I'm an outlier in that regard.
An outlier? So you had connections but joined Umberhawk anyways?
Yes. I suppose I'm not exactly the first son of an emperor, but, well, Have you heard much about the so-called families, or is it simply something they talk about amongst themselves and assume everybody else knows what they're talking about?
Hmm. Rio's going to hesitate for a moment and then we'll say, well, I can't say that I've ever received any formal invitation from them, but I am acquainted with some, I guess, children of the families. I've heard about them, but, well, there's not really a whole lot I've heard.
Ah, well, I suppose you're the same age as the young ladies.
The young... right. Right, yes, well... Yes, I am just going to assume that you know who I'm talking about for brevity's sake, Rio's going to say, and that listing off the names of the ones that I know you'll be familiar with if you have some connection. But yes, the young ladies I'm associated with that I know about are Katsume and Himiko. Oh, and I do believe that our new dorm mate is one of them.
Oh, on first name basis already. You're not one for a tradition, are you?
Well, if they come from such respectable families, if I use the family name, how are you going to know?
And he'll just
I'm
kind
not
of say,
talking to them.
he'll just kind of say, "Tu sais, you got me on that one." But well, I'm glad to see that you've made made friendships with Himiko. She can be quite demanding and taxing on your personal well-being.
Oh, yes, I have noticed that. When her attention is directed on you, it's very draining.
And he'll just kind of laugh and he'll be like, I suppose you're a lucky guy that you're not currently the object of her affections.
Oh, yes, I do suppose I count myself lucky of that, after all. I'm gonna roll Rio's expression with his blatant lying for the next thing he's going to say.
Alright.
Alright, so, after all, if she was, I might have to return those someday, and, well, like I said, my intention is Umberhawk and the connections there, not the connections of the families. I hear it's quite hard for outsiders to get in.
So he's going to use his enhanced empathy because, I've never used that ability. So.
Yeah, do it.
Alright, so I'm going to assume instead of a D100, I'll use a D10. I'll just keep to my name. Whatever. So, and I'll spend a PP to add another D10. And I have a +3. Alright, he doesn't get it. Wow. I was like, people. Okay. Alright, so he'll just kind of be like, that's quite the wordplay you've got there, but I suppose she does have her own charms if you think about it.
Oh, yes, no, I'm not speaking to this. I'm not speaking to the diminishment of her character. I'm simply saying that I don't think I could handle it.
He'll just kind of laugh and he'll be like, I suppose not. It'll take a certain frame of mind to do so. But I suppose we haven't really come here to talk about my cousin.
No, I hadn't quite anticipated that. Like I said, I'm thinking about the possibilities of my future, and, well, you do seem very well connected, and I do apologize for the first time we met, but by this point most of my doubts have firmly been, well, cast aside.
Right. Well, do you officially want to join? There will be an evaluation period, of course, but I believe that you were the spearhead in your little side group, and you were quite adamant of keeping things separate. I suppose, I suppose you must have been through quite some revelation in order to change your mind, or perhaps it's warmed on you a bit.
Well, my friends and I, we've banded together for school life, and, well, we didn't know that the world was quite so accommodating anyways. If there's still an issue that we need to deal with for ourselves, then we are friends, but this is a personal issue I'd like to take on.
Right. Well, as you've seen, I'm well aware of assaulting personal matters with business matters. You shouldn't feel the need to intertwine them both. Sometimes it's healthy to make sure you've got your priorities straight.
Well, you're not wrong about one thing. A certain revelation when we were in the rift did cause me to rearrange my priorities, and joining people who can help, well, it's a much higher on the list now.
And he'll just kind of he'll purposely start playing a bit more up tempo so it's louder, and he'll say that in my personal opinion, having somebody on board who can actually enter those things is something that, well, I would be foolish to turn down.
Well, I'd love to use that to further myself, but it wasn't me that allowed myself to enter.
You see, well, I'll be honest with you. If these things do get out of hand, and you can understand as a member of this, I can't completely turn a blind eye. But if you join, it will certainly ease my concerns about these things. Don't you think? Knowing that somebody from Umberhawk would be representing the issue.
Well, yes, I do suppose that does make sense. Rio's going to smile himself for a moment. I mean, after all, if you're going to take the time to set up for something in this city, you would like to be represented among the various things, right?
Right. I suppose I can give you some of the basics.
Oh, I'd quite like to hear anything that could improve my chances.
Right. So he'll just kind of stop playing, and you'll see somebody else going to take his spot, but with a different instrument.
Okay.
And he'll be like, I suppose we should go round back then.
Oh, of course, after you.
Alright, so he'll go into a room and you'll sit down, and he'll be like, right. Well, I do have some information, some basic information about our order, so you can have a feel for how we operate. And I know you've already read this, but I'll show it to other people.
Yeah.
So it's basically he'll give you this information, but he'll
made
talk
me
about
write it.
Yes, I did. You didn't write all of it.
All right, fair.
Right. So I'm not going to fucking read my own handout. So.
Yep.
Well, that's the information he gives him. And he'll also say that he himself, since he did say that the order in Asate was set up like recently, that he used to be part of the Black Paradises, and he was based in Okinawa before he moved here.
I see. Well, that's quite well established indeed. Broken down on a regional level. Rio's just kind of... He didn't take notes, but he gives the impression that he was noting down in his head what was important and what wasn't. Well, that is quite the history, he's going to say after it. So then, this is a regional branch of the parts in Honshu, No, not Honshu. Honshu. The green pheasant?
Yes. I suppose it sounds a bit silly, but it's quite traditional. Birds flock together. we felt that having a national bird for each country, or you know, or dominion,
Sure.
would make people feel like they're not just opting into the European thing.
Right. I can see how that would be a bit of a issue given how it was set up originally.
Right. I guess Umber Hawk has evolved into something truly international, and I suppose people who created the original, they're still around if they became awakened. But I suppose those are the true Umber Hawk. In reality, we're more the green pheasants.
Right. And there's also 3 other orders operating in Japan, and regional branches across, going even further down the line within them.
Right. The other orders are mostly in-house. If you were going to go on an international mission, for example, you'd be known as a green pheasant, even if you were part of another order, say if you were part of Nagasaki or Tokushima.
Right. Well, that's all very nice to know. It certainly is comforting to hear all of this history and development, given my interest. You mentioned something of an observation period. Would it be out of line for me to ask how that works?
Oh no, we'll go in some missions, and I will be your supervisor, of course. I generally handle the applications from our academy students, given my connection to the school. And since you're on the school council, that obviously gives you a lot more, trust, reliability in my eyes.
Right, of course. Many applicants from the school?
Well, at the moment, we currently have 11 members, and they're mostly from people who have established in the city already, of course. Some are natives, though, and some of them are from the academy itself. I deal with the academy students. We currently have like 6 academy members. Let's make it 7 academy members at the moment. So we're pretty young when it comes to being a order, but well.
Right. Well. Rio thinks for a moment. 7. Well, I do suppose that the students at the school are thinking about other things then.
Yes, I suppose. Well, people tend to move out of the city once they graduate, New Horizons and all. Sate is very closed in compared to the other Japanese cities. It tends to have its own ecosystem. Sometimes it can be a bit stifling.
Yes, well, I certainly can see why people would be moving away now. And also, the city mostly exists today because of the way the school has been set up. It is, beyond what it truly is, one of the most prestigious new academies in Japan. In fact, some even say it's the most prestigious now.
Well, I guess the Sate takes University City to a whole new level.
Yes, that it does. It certainly was at least designed for that, or so it appears. It's very easy to come here for your education, and then, because the education is so good, you could go anywhere you want.
Right. Most of the people who make up the city's demographic tend to be those who feel a kinship to the land, or those who are here just simply for business. It's quite a polar difference between the two. See, the uncomfortable middle tends to move out.
Yes, I can see how that wouldn't happen. Especially with a new city, it hasn't, I suppose there is the old part of it, but all the development it's gone through so far, it hasn't quite established a running generational gap.
Right, right. Most of the people here are quite young, if you think about it.
Right. Well, city aside, how long does the observation period usually last?
Well, it lasts until I believe with full confidence that you're available. Of course, I'll have somebody doing what's it called when doctors get another person's opinion?
When doctors get someone else's opinion?
A second opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got that. Don't worry.
Of course, I'll need to get a second opinion. So, you might be escorted on one of the missions by Kurosawa, but well, we try to keep her off the field nowadays.
I see. Well, if I were the type of person who wasn't able to recognize the need of working with others for specific purposes, I wouldn't really be joining. I don't anticipate there'll be any problem, whoever needs to supervise me.
Right.
But I will point out that, well, I don't know if this is going to be a problem, but the tests at school are next week, which I quite need to focus on, and after that we will be on vacation. With Jeffrey, it won't be a problem for me to meet up with you directly, but I will be outside of this order's specific area for that time.
Right. Well, we do have offices outside of domains if you ever feel like visiting the Nagasaki.
No.
Nagano?
Nagoya.
If you do feel like visiting the Nagoya branch.
I might. But like I said, with how helpful Jeffrey is, it won't be any problem for me to meet up with this specific domain. Although I will be expected to partake in the usual family events, and I am quite looking forward to them.
Well, okay. Well, let me know when you have free time and we can go on a mission. Though between you and me, I'll probably just need the one, and then I can probably get you to meet with the director afterwards.
Meet with the director. Is that a formal step in being inducted?
Oh yes, might as well kill two birds with one stone. The director makes the ultimate call, after all, and he can be the second opinion.
Of course. Well then, I do hope that one is all that's necessary, but I'm not going to be impatient.
Right. Like I said, we might as well do things on terms that suit us both.
Right. So, am I correct in the understanding that once this observational period is over, I may be a newly initiated member, but I will be a free member?
Right,
is
right.
it still my prerogative to take jobs on my own, or will I be issued them?
You'll only really be drafted, he'll do the quotation marks, if there's a matter of urgent need.
Perhaps something like with the roaming demons of the maw, then.
Oh yes, that's currently a yellow. It hasn't quite reached red yet. But
well,
it
if that situation
is rapidly approaching.
Well, if that situation is simply a yellow, then if there was a red to come up in the city I'll be living in for the next few years, I think I would volunteer, even if it wasn't he air quotes as well, draft-worthy event.
Right. At the end of the day, we're here to help. Something that's free from the burdens of nationality and governmental progress.
Of course. Well, I do approve of that. After all, people... Am I still here?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, everything just went quiet for a second. Like, even my music stopped. Oh, Rabbit just is buffering for me now. Okay.
There you go.
So he'll say, well, that is quite the endeavor. And, well, it's a very good step. After all, we need to keep, even if we have our pride in our people, we need to keep our international relations good. Anyways, I am quite looking forward to joining. And, well, it's not just a thing where, of course, you'll have representation in the school, more representation in the school and with the faction that we've formed. It's also that, well, I'm still friends with them, and, well, I was able to resolve it before. We have had some issues in misunderstanding between some of my associates in the organization. I would like to make that something that doesn't happen in the future.
Right. Well, I personally am glad that you've decided to join up. You've got a good head on your shoulders.
Thank you, he'll say, with a small bow. At this moment, I truly appreciate that compliment.
All right. And he'll just give you like a card. It's like a visitor's card. And he'll be like, you can use this through the door. You don't have to approach me.
Ah, excellent.
It'll
Thank
give you
you.
access to rooms that people who are here on a temporary evaluation period can get to.
Ah, well, thank you. I may look around in a bit, but Rio's going to think about the time. But I do have dinner to get to, and, well, I skip out often enough. I don't want to miss this one.
Ah, yes, and he'll just kind of click his fingers, and he'll say, "Itadakimasu."
Yes, itadakimasu. Thank you for your
That
time.
is our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be like, "Oh well," and he'll be like, he'll escort you out because he's a really gentleman.
Thank you, Toyozo. You've been very nice.
You like
Alright.
Scarly boys.
Now to do some Umbrahawk mission sometime.
Yes. So we can finish up
Drinking.
with everybody at the dorm,
Mm-hmm.
Are you still
and I
doing
think we'll
Rio's,
end there.
Are we gonna
End
end, or can we have our role playing now?
I mean,
I think
I
she's
mean-
saying we'll end at the end of the day.
Oh, okay, that's fair. If that's what she meant.
2-day day.
Because, hey, man, we got some drinking. I still think Rio meant to do the talks thing.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
So,
He asked everyone to make time before dinner. Just a
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, right. he did.
all right, as long as the talk isn't an hour long, because it's 11 for me.
Yeah. I mean, you do have work tomorrow, but yeah.
But-
haha.
I think you'd only need to talk as Shizuka, and even then, I don't think she has much to say.
Yeah, but I need to sleep.
Yeah.
That means, going to sleep.
It's your call what you want to do.
But you should definitely be here.
I mean,
Don't you want to hear drinking?
but I might take forever.
Fine.
I think we're at an appropriate place to end it. I know Matt won't be here next session.
But then we can't do the drinking. Come on, Jess.
Alright. We can just allow the drinking. 20 minutes max.
But that would come after the talk, so it's an unlucky position.
I mean, I'm gonna put it this way. It's unlikely I'll be able to get. I might return on time or be late, but if I even manage to get to session, expect me to be rather like mostly tired. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well. That's
Yeah.
unlucky.
I mean, I don't want to time gate you guys, so I'd just rather end here.
Okay.
This is what happens when you spend half an hour of us trying to convince you in the very beginning.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh.
Ah,
you
don't
only
be
had
like
a
that.
You only had a 3-hour session.
Well, no, the point is that we had to talk for 30 minutes to get this started, and we're getting cut off.